watching the LGBTQ review, where every week we take an LGBTQ related film and we talk about it, we watch it, we have a lovely little chat. This week we're going to be looking at Saving Face.
How come we never met before now?
We did meet. I was 8, you were 9. The Wong boys were taunting me.
You beat the heck out of them.
Here's this week's 60-second recap.
The film is about Wilhelmina, who is a Chinese American living in New York, and she's a surgeon, and her mum keeps trying to set her up with lovely Chinese men at like Chinese meet and greets. And one day when she's there, she meets Vivian, who's a ballerina, and like when she meets her, all the music stops and everything goes in slow motion. She goes home and her mum is like outside her house waiting for her because she's been thrown out of her father's house because she is pregnant and she's not married, which is like super bad. She has to stay with her and she won't tell her who the father of the baby is, and then Wilhelmina starts seeing Vivian and she finds out that Vivian's dad is her boss. Wilhelmina is like not into kissing in public / being gay at all. She doesn't get invited to her mum's wedding, and then she finds a letter in a parcel from a pharmacist. And she like reads it and it's the love note, and she goes to the wedding and she reads out the love note and she's like, "You love the pharmacist!" And the pharmacist is like, "I object!" And then his son is like, "It's me!" And then it was his son all the time. Wilhelmina and her mum run off into the sunset, and it's like The Graduate but better, and I really like The Graduate, so that's saying something. And they sit on a bus for a while, and then she's like, "Hey, you should go and tell Vivian that you love her." And then so she goes to the airport. She goes to the airport and she's like, "I love you," quietly. And she's like, "Kiss me," and she's like, no. And she doesn't, and she gets on the plane and she goes to Paris for like ever because she won this ballerina thing to do in Paris, but she doesn't even really like ballet. She only likes modern dance, but she doesn't do that, and her father wants her to be a prima ballerina. 3 months pass. Her mum makes her do another one of those social things to meet a Chinese man, except she's not having to meet a Chinese man this time because her mum knows that she's gay and she's fine with it because she's like got a toy boy, and that's cool. Also her grandma dies, I forgot to mention that. Grandma dies. And then she gets there, and then Vivian is there, and then they're like, "Hey!" And she like goes over to her, and then she's like, "Hey, will you dance with me?" And Vivian's like, "No." And then...
Oh, I think you're done.
No, I'm not done. She's just asked her to dance. So she asks her to dance, and she's like, "No, I can't dance." No, that's not true. She's like, "No." And then she's like, "Oh, go on." And she's like, "No, there's no music." And then you're like, ugh, cheese. And then they go off and they do some dancing, and then some people leave because they're like, ugh, women dancing together. And then some other people get up and do some dancing because they're like, "Hey, women dancing together." And then they kiss, and that's the end. Brilliant first scene. What did you think? I really liked the face mask thing, and then it finished with a face mask as well, which was just perfect.
Yeah, it's okay. There's lots of scenes in the film that I knew you would like. Like that scene when she falls over, I thought you would really like.
When did she fall over?
She's asking Wilhelmina to trust her, and like she says she falls into her arms, and she's like, "No, no," and then she goes in to kiss her, and she just falls over.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that'd be like your scene, like.
No. I'm not that into awkward people prolonging situations for no reason.
Yeah.
I think it's too close to home. There's 3 producers on this film, right? Do you know who any of them are?
No.
I don't know who 2 of them are. I mean, I looked them up extensively, but then no one that I really know loads.
Who's the one that you do?
Will Smith. What? Would you associate this film with Will Smith at all? Like a project that Will Smith has got made?
It's 2004, right, this film. Fresh Prince was like done and dusted, wasn't it?
That's
and Independence Day had been done, that was like 99. So, weird time for him.
The director, Alice Wu, out lesbian. They're not Chinese in real life, the actresses. They are Taiwanese.
I don't think it is okay to have actors playing characters from somewhere where they're not.
Yeah, no, me neither, but then I was thinking about it, and a thing that I think is fine, which probably isn't, and I'll agree to think it isn't, is Kristen Scott Thomas playing a French woman.
Oops.
Oh my god, I've got something else to say.
Okay.
lesbian Easter eggs, ahoy. Her best friend at hospital is Susan from Friends.
Yeah, that's where I knew her. I just couldn't remember where from.
Yeah.
She was good. The first scene at the vending machine.
Yes.
And she has her hands in her trousers in a comedy way. Didn't like the other woman telling her what to buy. When she's like, you should buy this one, it's got more nuts in and whatnot. Just let her buy what she wants. That's my gripe. And I didn't like the comedy music either in that scene. It had like,
I don't remember comedy music.
Yeah, it was like classic comedy music where it's like, I'm not going to try and recreate it, but think of comedy music, and that was what was used. Yeah, that kind of.
Right.
When the mum goes to look at pornography.
Best bit.
The music that comes on then, like that kind of comedy music.
Oh, I honestly don't know what you mean.
There's like just comedy music soundtrack.
Maybe we watched different versions. You had like the comedy score.
Oh, maybe.
I had like the dramedy score. That porn was good, right? I mean, that scene where she watched porn was good, right?
Yeah, it was.
Although, I really, really, really liked it. I really like that in things. But why did she do it? I really liked it, but I didn't understand it at all. I think I wrote that down.
Yeah, well, she was just watching it as well. She wasn't like she was...
But did she ask at the shop for it? I don't understand. Because I thought she was just asking for, like, Chinese films.
Yeah, and then that led on to pornography.
Which she bought and watched, which is fine. But I don't understand something like what avail. Not that you watch pornography to an avail.
I don't know, I've just thought of this and I don't know if it is ridiculous.
Okay.
Was it because it was lesbian pornography?
No, because there was an English-speaking man throughout the whole thing that was like, I'm your Shanghai daddy or something.
Okay. The roommate?
Yes.
Was he an English actor?
No.
Because
no, he's American.
I swear.
His parents are from Ghana.
There's a couple of times where I thought his accent was like bleeding into English.
I really liked him. I think he was a good addition.
I did, apart from the scene where they're eating. Just read the room.
I do really, really like it. But similarly to Boys Don't Cry, you know what's going to happen the whole way through. I guess maybe you don't when they're at the airport.
Kiss me. Right here in front of all these people.
And she does leave.
Well, I don't know. I think as soon as you put a Chish to the airport in, you know it's going to be a happy ending, even though...
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But you wouldn't necessarily be like, they're getting on the plane. I mean, maybe you would now with Love Actually, but...
Oh, I like it. I think it's like quite,
yeah,
I think it's like quite good, but not as good as some others, but not as bad as some others. Should we talk about the fact that the foreign language parts of the film, we didn't have subtitles? Should we reveal that?
We should.
we could only hear it in English when they're speaking English. It wasn't like subtitled, which made it quite interesting. I quite liked it after the first 10 minutes. There's a couple of scenes where I thought this is not going to work.
It was the first Chinese-American film to feature a lesbian couple.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I wrote in really big letters, "No one dies," and I was really excited. And then I realised that I just watched it and somebody does die. But, you know, in an interesting twist of fate, not anyone gay.
Yeah, that's interesting. No one was punished
For like
with death.
an LGBTQ film, that's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it does either end in death or...
cheese, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Great mother-daughter relationship. Which is like what the film is actually about, right? It's not about those two people falling in love. Because for a while I thought it was, and then I thought about it yesterday when I watched it. And like, that's not even the front of the DVD. It's just her and her mum sat on that coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Train,
yeah, really good.
Bus. That mode of transportation.
And if you think about what I said last week, or weeks ago, or in the future, she's like a different type of mother. A great bit was pushing the mum in the taxi when she's in the wedding dress.
Super good, but unnecessary and pregnant, heavily pregnant lady.
Yeah, just tell her to wait. No pushing required, but great.
I think it had a really good rhythm. There was no like long shower scenes.
Yeah, that's true.
That were boring in any way.
Lesbian love scene.
Yes.
Do you think it was needed them to be completely nude? Like, there's a lot of because there's no other nudity in the
I
whole
don't
film.
know.
So it's just doesn't need to be in there. I don't know. It like normalizes it, which is great, but at the same time, it's
I think it's fine because it's like funny.
that
So
love
it's
scene.
like, yeah, that's funny because they get the message on the answer phone at the same time, and then they like do some laughing, and they go back to doing some sex.
I think it's a question of who is it for, and sometimes it feels like it goes in the wrong way.
There's a joke. I'm always a fan of a joke in a sex scene. Also, because like sex is awkward and funny. So be awkward and funny in sex on films. On sex in films? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, sex is sexy sometimes. Like,
Yeah, it is. It can be.
ugh, why do we have to talk about sex? So that's fine in films. I just particularly liked this because I haven't said anything about the rest of the sex scenes. Were there any sex scenes in the other films we watched? I don't think there were. There weren't. Were there? 4 awkwardly timed answer phone messages.
I will give it 3 pornography DVDs. Is that a weird way to say that?
Yes. So that's what we thought. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We have been James and Beth, and this has been the LGBTQ review. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to get our weekly videos, and follow us on Twitter at LGBTQ_review to get updates on upcoming videos, pictures of dogs. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.